Hey, good people. Welcome to another episode of the Saturday Sit Down. This is a joint podcast hosted by Miss Lovey McPherson, host of Live, Laugh, and Lovey, and myself, Aaron Bull, host of The Beacon of Truth. So last week we stepped a little bit out of our format, but we are back to the basics today. So you know how we're gonna do. We're gonna cover this week's events, have a couple fun debates, and get into some general conversation. So Miss Lovey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, you a little low energy. We need some coffee, some soul.
No, I wish I could have a soul, but I'm starting a program, a detox program on Monday, and I'm preparing myself by drinking a gallon of water every day.
Ugh. All right then. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, I'm almost there though. I only have I'm supposed to take a sip at finish this off at 9 o'clock, but I'm gonna probably do it before then. So chug a lug.
Okay, so well that answers the other question. What you sipping on? So it looks like a coffee cup, but it's just apple juice. Same old great value, $1.74 apple juice.
I can't do great value. It's too sweet. Well, maybe because I'm just not an apple juice fan. Apple juice just isn't my thing.
Oh, apple juice is my favorite juice.
Clearly.
All right, so you know what we got ahead of us, so let's go and get into it. You enjoy your water. You almost make it look good, but no, that's okay. I just want that bottle you got though. Is that a
Ain't
gallon
it cute?
bottle?
It is because it tells you. I don't know if you can see this. So it has a time. So you start at 7 a.m. and you drink every 2 hours until you get to 9 p.m. So I'm already up at 6 o'clock working. So I start at 7 o'clock. So
Okay then. Ooh, chat.
yeah, I don't like having to go to the bathroom as often as I have been.
I was about to say, good thing you working from home. Ooh. But all right, so
Ooh, I did it.
you killing
Woo!
it too. But all right,
So
so
it's about as real as me trying to walk.
girl, that's a struggle. That's a struggle for me, and I can walk. So good luck with your water venture.
Thank you.
All right, so this week the Democrats held the national convention, which was loosely based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I say loosely because I'm clicking. There I go.
Stop
Black folks.
touching.
I got this. I got this. Anyways, I say it was loosely based in Milwaukee because it was mostly virtual, and I don't really like recall previous conventions, but this one was well put together. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and especially considering the pandemic conditions that prevented them from doing the traditional in-person version. So, of course, as to be expected with a virtual convention, there were lags and some technical difficulties, but I feel like the content and the character the presentations and stuff made up for any missteps. And of course, I did watch all 4 days, which were pretty much jam packed with like high profile speakers, celebrities, current and former politicians, regular Americans, like real regular, not the abnormal ones, but regular Americans and and surprisingly, a large number of former and current Republicans who will now be voting for Biden and Harris in 2020. And I just felt like this year's convention was a much needed reminder of what America is really about. Like, it's just so much hate, division, misunderstanding, and lying going on today. It's easy to forget that we really are like better together.
Mm-hmm.
And for almost 4 years now, we've seen like just so much darkness and anger and hate that these last few days is like really been a refreshing reminder that we do still have good people and good hearts in this country.
Yep.
Side note, I also appreciated having over 9 hours of coherent thoughts and complete sentences.
I mean, you'll get that next week, Monday through Wednesday. For Thursday, well, you might get it because someone else is going to write his speech.
Mm,
Now, the delivery, that remains to be seen.
oh, girl.
He looked like a kid who got stuck in the headlights, like a deer caught in the headlights, and he was called to the front to read in front of the class.
Girl.
So this is my speech for for the Republican convention, because the crazy Dems.
Yes,
But
that's what I'm
I
saying.
am going
Like,
to talk like this. But Sleepy Joe was da 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 da, and we the people. It's like, I don't understand why the GOP. Well, technically, they're not the GOP. They're not a Republican Party. This is the 45 Party.
mm-hmm.
But why is what happened to the act of humanity? Why is there such discord when it comes to that? That's what I don't understand. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I, yeah. Let's not taint this event with that. We'll get to him. You know, he got his little segment. Ooh, chair.
Mhm.
So anyway, Monday night's theme was "We the People," and it focused on unity. And there was a moment of silence for George Floyd, which was led by his brothers. I'm not even gonna try it. I know one of his brothers' name is Rodney. The other one is like Philanese or something. So that's why I just say his brothers.
Yeah, we just gonna say the Floyd brothers.
Yes.
Hmm.
And, as with all the other nights, there were several notable speakers, but the speaker of the evening, of course, was our First Lady, the incomparable, beautiful, and eloquent Mrs. Michelle Obama. And before we get into her speech, y'all know we got to shout out that necklace that spelled out vote. I was very appreciative of that, even though I'm not very accessorial, but I knew you were going to be here, so I had to shout out the accessories.
You had to?
For you?
Why?
Okay, I did it for you. But
Hey.
all right, okay. So let's talk about the speech. So it was like a quiet yet passionate speech filled with tender emotions and harsh realities. You
Mhm.
know, and even though there wasn't an audience, it really felt like we were in the crowd, as if she was talking to us collectively and also individually.
Mhm.
And I don't know why anybody should be surprised. Not me. It is Michelle Obama. And, her superpower has always been the ability to build intimacy with her audience, no matter the size of the crowd.
Yes, because she's being her best, not be best.
Shade. Let me bring out the fan. So for those of y'all that don't know, because you probably don't follow, because I don't blame you for not following, but 45's wife has a anthem or theme or motto of be
Yeah,
best,
her mantra is be best.
which is so vague and never mind. Let's move along.
She is like the quietest first lady I've ever seen.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
you're right. I mean, I'm just agreeing because I was trying to think when was the last time I ever heard her speak. Like, Stepford wise, maybe her batteries are dead. But anyways, so for Mrs. Obama's speech, while barely mentioning the name of the current occupant, she strategically articulated the stark differences between him and the hopeful nominee Joe Biden. She made pleas for racial justice, talked about the value of empathy, and doubled down on her famous anthem, when they go low, we go high. But she also clarified that statement by adding that going high does not mean putting on a smile and saying nice things when confronted by viciousness and cruelty.
Mhm.
And there was just so many jewels in it that like I'd have to read it to you verbatim to cover it. But don't worry, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, so since you told me to bring it up to the audience, let's see if this particular speech will be plagiarized because I do feel that she specifically indicated that she is a black woman so that nobody can pull that.
Oh yeah, she just skip over it. It's
Uh,
gonna, it's gonna, yes. So there was a meme. I need to finish this, but there was a meme that showed like Michelle Obama sitting on the sofa, and then Melania was behind her with the notepad talking about V go high.
mm-hmm. I seen that.
I was like, oh, the shade.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But
But
yes, she did a great job.
yeah, she did, and it was just a breath of, like I said, the whole thing to me was just a breath of fresh air. Every keynote speech and everything in between was just a breath of fresh air. So, like, from Miss Obama, though, just to hear a message of hope, and, she reminded us of the soul of America, and she also introduced us a little bit to the heart of Joe Biden. And for me, one of the most memorable quotes from her speech was, she said, and I know that regardless of race, age, religion, or politics, when we close out the noise and the fear and truly open our hearts, we know that what's going on in this country is just not right. This is
Mm-hmm.
not who we want to be. And, I mean, we've talked about this several times before, that even happened. So, it definitely hit home for me. And it's good to know that I'm not, or that we're not the only ones that feel this way. And then to hear it come from like the upper echelons kind of gives me hope to feel like maybe some people in power know how the common American is feeling in this moment, because it's just so much negativity and everything going on. It almost seems like that's all there is out there. So
So to kind of piggyback off of your last comment about the negativity in the world, I was watching the Today Show this morning, and they were talking to Eric Trump's wife. So I guess they couldn't get anybody else on the horn. So they talking to her and they asking her input on what's to come next week and what she thought about what was going on with this week's convention. So she was just like, it was just so depressing and it was just so negative, and they make the world just seem like it's so sad. And I'm like, why would we be happy in the state that we're in right now? This isn't a time where we should be like, woohoo, party over here. It's a party in the USA. No, it's not.
and actually I saw that clip on MSNBC, and my thing is, and I've seen it repeated, not just by her, by other GOP people. But here's the thing. The reason that they think it was negative is because there is so many, yes, it's so many failures. Like the things that they were talking, that the Democrats were talking about in a convention, it was like a sense of hope, just fresh air, restart, start again, build back better, all of this, whatever. Because there is a lot to recover from. There's a lot to recover from. You got all the corruption in the current administration. Like everybody is indicted but him, and it's only because he's still still seated in the White House right now. You know what I'm saying? You got obviously the economy. We're still struggling with the coronavirus. You got racial injustice, systemic injustice. You got people with food insecurities, immigration. You still got kids in cages. You got just people not even wanting to be friends with each other anymore. It's so for them to say it's negative is really just projection. You're just picking out the things that they're saying about you that are true. But
right, head dog will holler
all the time. Yeah, stop for you set off Goldie. I love you. Look at her. And the other notable moment of this evening was the woman. Let me see if her name is on here. I can't pronounce it. I'm scared.
Who?
Kristen Urquiza. Oh, I can say that because I took Spanish. But Kristen Urquiza, whose father died of COVID-19. And his only pre-existing condition was trust in 45. Of course, she said the
Mm,
name.
mm-hmm.
Right. Like, we don't speak that over here.
Uh,
So Tuesday night's theme was Leadership Matters, and the keynote speaker was the former Second Lady, Mrs. Jill Biden. Another notable event from the evening was the most inclusive roll call from all 57 states and territories. And the virtual roll call was a stunning visual reminder of the diversity that this country was founded on. You know,
mm-hmm.
again, looking at the current news and things like that, you think it's all just two shades, but we're so much better and
Maybe
bigger
three.
than that. Huh?
Maybe three. Black, white, Hispanic, or Mexicans.
Okay. I got
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Actual
Mm-hmm.
factual.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag facts. But yeah, I really did like the roll call because I was like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Virgin Islands is part of the U.S. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it was just a reminder of all of the states that are included. I was like, wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Me like it.
And during the roll call, the speakers from each state or territory announced the number of delegates for Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. And at the end, we had the keynote address delivered by Georgia's own Stacey Abrams, who should be governor, and along with other up and coming lawmakers. Alexis, I try not to say it. Alexandria Ocasio Cortez
You can say
nominated.
her name, it just rolls off your tongue, but you can't say Kamala.
It's not Spanish.
Proceed. I
I mean, I'm
can't.
just look, that sounds funny, but I'm being for real. Like, Spanish, I can do, but like just anything else, especially like Indian, where they have those consonants back together. Not that Kamala does, but I mean, that's where her name comes from. But
You
nevertheless,
almost struggled there for a minute.
I did, because I was about to. So I told you I have to think twice before I say her first name. That's why I'm trying to just refer to her as vice presidential nominee or senator or something like that, so I don't have
How
to
you
say
want to
that
do
first
Oakland
name.
folks? That's how you want to do us Oakland folks?
I,
Okay.
I mean, anyways, so um, AOC nominated Senator Bernie Sanders for the Democratic ticket, which I was a little confused about at first. But of course, I had to look it up. So what I discovered is that anyone who has over 300 delegates or more can put their name in for nomination. So Bernie Sanders won 1,073 delegates, so he was symbolically nominated. But both he and AOC have announced support for Joe Biden, who won 2,687 delegates.
Mm-hmm.
And Jill Biden closed out the night giving her speech from her classroom that she used to teach in Wilmington, Delaware. And she made the case for her husband's candidacy by bringing us into their world and introducing us to the heart of the man that she loves. Her presentation focused on both family and education. And she also talked about how the coronavirus pandemic has impacted education, the economy, and families across the country.
Mm-hmm.
And reminded us, that Joe Biden lost his first wife and daughter to a car accident years ago, and his son Bo in 2015 to cancer. But he's used all of those deaths to help himself just find a greater purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty interesting.
Jill looks good.
Yeah. She looked like she could be an aerobics instructor, or one of those senior workout video type things that they do, because she's clearly older, but she is definitely getting around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was, yeah. Did you see her young pictures though?
Yeah, I was just like, okay, I see why Joe picked you out the crowd. All right, I see you, girl.
Okay.
Yeah, she was really pretty. I mean, she still is, but in her heyday, she was. Mm-hmm. She
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 looked
she
like
got it.
Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah, she did.
You
Mm-hmm.
shocked I knew that one, huh? Let me tell you why the only reason I tried to act like I was smart. Like, no, they had a poster of Farrah Fawcett over the hole in Shawshank Redemption. That's the only reason I
If
know
for
her name.
nothing, if for nothing, because a lot of people are not familiar with her. You had to be a '70s baby and a fan of Charlie's Angels in order to really know who she was. But if for nothing, you would be able to associate her name with Michael Jackson because they died the same day, but he got more notoriety with his passing than she did. It like overshadowed her passing.
Okay, yeah. Like
That's
I
how I know a lot of people know her.
said, oh, okay.
Oh
I
no.
don't.
How you not about to know about Farrah Fawcett? Everybody knows the infamous flipped hair, the feathered hair. No?
Let me take my glasses off so you can see the blink.
Forgot you are all of three. Go ahead. Go ahead to Wednesday night.
Yes.
The night I
Okay.
went to sleep.
I was so upset with you. But anyway, so Wednesday's theme was a more perfect union, which concluded with a rock solid speech by our president, Barack Obama, and
That was
led
beautiful.
into, yes, Kamala Harris's acceptance speech
Yay!
for
Good for
the,
you.
yeah, that's because you talked, so I had a chance to pause and think twice. Leave me alone now. Let me do what I do. Mm, Jesus, black people
Want it.
now hiring. Anyways, um, so Hillary Clinton not so subtly reminded us that she told us so when she warned us about 45 4 years ago, and she definitely urged us to like not let it happen again. Okay, all right, Hillary. We didn't really know how to trust you, but you told us right on that. Thank you. Elizabeth Warren had a presentation, and that was my preferred candidate, and she's known for having a plan for that. But she, like, in 2, 3 sentences, broke out like Joe Biden's plans. I'm like, that's it. Okay. But anyways,
And she was mad the 95% of the rest of the time she spoke. Like she had that angry black mama look.
who,
Did you read
Elizabeth
that?
Warren?
Yes.
Did you peep the BLM on the
Yeah, I
blocks
did.
in the back?
Hmm. I did.
Gabby Giffords gave a powerful address during the segment on gun violence, and let's see, this was her first speech since being shot in the head in 2011, and even with it being just a minute and a half long, that was the longest speech she's been able to do since then.
I want to say I've heard her speak at something else before.
And if she did speak, it might have been
It wasn't long. No.
okay.
No, I want to say I saw her on the floor. Maybe it was something that she needed to vote on and she was on the floor speaking. So you may be right on that aspect.
Okay, thank you,
I'm
boo.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just saying I know I've seen her speak before, but okay, go ahead.
All right, so let's talk about Barack Obama's speech.
Hmm.
So it was definitely, to me anyway, it was a different side of him.
Different
Even
how.
I'm gonna tell you. So it was definitely fiery, but it was like that sense of emotion or urgency. And it was even different than the type of passion that he had when he spoke at John Lewis's or when he did the eulogy for John Lewis. Because even then, so that would have been the first time I was shocked, like, oh, this is a different Obama. But this one here, this was definitely a different Obama. But I was still glad to see it. And I thought, since he was breaking character all the way, because he had been refraining from speaking about the current administration, rarely ever like mentioning his name and talking about his successors, presidency as it is now. But he broke all of that today. I mean, not today. He broke all of that on Wednesday. So I was like, well, can we be petty too? But him and Michelle, they always taking the hot road. Like, just one time.
They don't need to. They're the Obamas. They're
I know.
highly feared by 45. So
Yeah, I know. But because of that, go on, give me a little petty. Give me a little shade or something. But I guess when you have so many just damning facts, you can just spit those. Like, you don't even have to throw shade.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. So, what else about his speech did you enjoy?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out your face because you look like you want to say something. What you want to say?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. But I mean, it's Obama. I enjoyed the beginning all the way through the end, and I'm always glad to hear him speak. I think that I'm just glad to hear him speak again and get involved. I know that he was kind of reluctant to get involved until, because Joe Biden was his vice president, it should be assumed that he's going to throw his support behind him. But I think that he wanted Joe to kind of get out there and get it on his own, or get it
Mm-hmm.
started at least, because I definitely believe that Obama, even though he's never really spoken on the type of force or like the coalition that he, or both him and Michelle both bring, he knows that once he gets involved in something, he's bringing some people with him.
Right.
So I think that he just sat back for a little bit, like, how you tell your child to go and get a job so they can buy a car, but meanwhile you saving up money to help them, like they come up with $300 and suddenly they got a $10,000 car.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. And Miss Kamala.
Hmm. So, on a night filled with female speakers, Senator Harris accepted the vice presidential nomination on the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which gave some women the right to vote. She also spoke about her late mother, a legacy of Black politicians and activists who came before her, as well as women like Hillary Clinton. And of course, she paid homage to her HBCU, Howard University, and the AKAs, and the Divine Nine as a whole, which is a collective of the 9 major Black sororities and fraternities. She
Mhm.
addressed her history, as well, her record. I say air quotes because she didn't address the parts that are concerns for us, I don't think, but she just put out what she wanted folks to know. She spoke to the magnitude of the moment, just of the importance of being a pick or a representation for a historically underrepresented segment of the America. And then she also talked about, the importance of voting, racial injustice, police brutality, the coronavirus, her friendship with the late Beau Biden, which I thought was really interesting. I didn't know that she was that intertwined with him, with both of them being
Attorney
DA,
General.
yeah, attorney generals. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she urged everybody to vote. And I think the whole Democratic convention came with a sense of urgency. Like we need to vote in large numbers as soon as possible, any way possible. But I mean, I thought it was a moving speech, and it was definitely interesting to see the way she delivered it, because it almost like it was like a quiet passion with a smile, kind of like she was trying to avoid the trope of the angry Black woman, but she was an angry Black woman legitimately though.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because we're Black, we have to be a different kind of angry.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get to be the ugly face angry. We have to be angry with a smile.
Mm-hmm. And she definitely brings that.
Yes. And so, if you didn't notice the visual theme, though, the other women speakers like Nancy Pelosi, Gabby Giffords, and Hillary Clinton were all wearing white, which was like a quiet nod to the anniversary of the 19th Amendment. But Senator Harris wore a colored suit, which was also a nod to the fact that the amendment did not include women that looked like her.
Mm. Good call. Good call. Okay.
But all in all, I thought it was well done. I didn't get into like the heart, and just for the essence of time, but she definitely put out a good speech, and I think she has to go against that bulldog personality that she, because it's the type of personality, you like, that aggression you have to have when you are a lawyer, especially when you're a prosecutor, attorney general, a DA. So those that know her from that angry angle.
Mhm.
So I think in this speech, she put out facts, purpose, direction, but she also wanted to say, hey, I'm still human. I can be soft. I can be warm. I have emotions. But again, because she's a black woman, she's only allowed, and a woman, period. In this point, you have to be able to be emotional without being emotional.
Yeah, because there were parts of her speech that I did catch. Um, where I was like, "Is she about to cry?" Oh no, she ain't about to cry. Okay, she just sounded passionate. Okay.
And I think she did have a couple moments because, like, for me, like, I was just watching it, just impressed at her making it all the way through with no sense of emotion. You know what I'm saying? You overcoming all of this adversity. You're breaking history barriers. You're talking about your late mother, who would be proud of you in this moment, and you can't even show any emotion in this point. And I'm not saying she lacks the ability to, but it would discredit her.
Just like it did for Hillary when she cried.
When did Hillary cry?
What was it? I forgot. I forgot what she was crying over. She was before someone. I don't know who it was, but she was. I remember that she was sitting there and she had her hand on her face and she just kind of teared up and she just and they drug her through the mud for that, and it was just like, oh, she's this is why women don't need to be in position because they're weak and all of that and they're emotional. So
Right. And that's what I picked out. I mean, that's one of the things that kind of, like, was that contradictory thing, like, because this is a moment for you to be emotional.
right,
But, I mean, I'm not saying you're just supposed to ugly cry. Like, thank you. Like,
right,
no, but at the same time, like, oh, just women in power almost can't be a woman. Like, you just got to be a soft man. You can't be a strong woman.
right. So it was on a campaign stop.
Okay.
Yeah, in New Hampshire in 2015.
Okay, cool. Fun fact.
But on the flip side, now I won't have to explain where Oakland is actually located anymore. Because they'll
Why
be
not?
like, oh, is that near LA? No, it's on the northern end of California. Because she's from Oakland. People now will now know where Oakland is.
Oh,
Girl, you slow. Keep
yeah.
up. Keep up.
Girl, I'm so not concerned with Oakland or anything. That's over there now. You here, so yeah.
Proceed.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Proceed.
Thank you.
Because you just go ahead.
Don't. Okay. Can you fix your face?
No. Go ahead. Just
Okay,
sat up.
Candy.
Just sat up here and offended my whole city. Go ahead.
So the final night of the convention had the theme America's Promise and was heavily focused on family. There were tributes to both Congressman John Lewis and Beau Biden. There were remarks made by Steph and Aisha Curry featuring their two beautiful daughters, and also a segment by Hunter and Ashley Biden, also featuring Joe's grandchildren. So Biden accepted the nomination and made one of the greatest speeches I've ever heard him deliver. Not to say that I've heard a whole lot of Biden speeches, but I don't know, because I guess we'll have to compare it to his unscripted conversations, like when he's doing interviews and things like that. But I just thought it was a great speech. Like, he made a great case for himself. And of course, the night concluded with a display of fireworks, which I love because everybody knows I love fireworks. And the fireworks actually were in uh, Delaware. And
Mhm.
it was over a parking lot, so it's like a drive-through fireworks show for people And they were wearing masks and were socially distanced. So let's just be clear on that. Because I saw some things on social media talking about, oh, so we can watch fireworks shows, but we can't. But we can't vote. Like,
What? Okay.
yes,
Go ahead.
yes, yes.
Mm, okay.
And Joe Biden's speech emphasized the theme of light and hope versus the darkness that we're currently experiencing. And he also pledged to be a president for all Americans, regardless of whether or not they voted for him. And I thought that was an important note for him to make, because clearly the current administration is only concerned with those that support him,
Mm-hmm.
and only mildly. You have to reach a certain income bracket, a tax bracket, for him to really care.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you see Thursday night?
Not live,
Okay.
but I did go back and I watched his speech.
Okay.
Oh,
That's all you guys say about it? Okay, we'll
I
move on.
mean, it was good. I mean, it's Joe Biden. I mean, I don't have I've never had a problem with. Well, we all know he has a great speaking ability, regardless as to if it's personal or impersonal, or it's a speech that was written. Um, Another thing that I have not liked with these pundits, how they've been saying, oh, well, at least he was able to get through his speech without stammering and forgetting his thoughts. And I'm just like, this ageism thing is not cool, not even in the slight, because your man is not too far behind him. And the body can quickly turn on you at any moment. So
Right.
one minute you're completely coherent, the next minute your faculties could be out the door. You don't know what God have in store for you.
Right. And again, you can't attribute it to ageism. We know he has a speech impediment. It's,
Mm-hmm.
that he still struggles with. So, it's kind of to be expected. Now it's going to be minimal when he has the paper there, or, the teleprompter, so that when he does hit that trigger point, or whatever letter or sound it is that causes him to want to stutter, he can collect himself and just follow, pick it up. The issue is when he doesn't have a script, it's that spiral when you start stuttering, because now you're stuttering, you're trying to remember the words you were trying to say, you're embarrassed because you're stuttering, and so you're trying to hurry up and just put out some words to mask and minimize the amount of time that you're stuttering, and people are focusing on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, but that's not their argument. Their argument is that he's too old.
yeah. Oh,
That's what I'm saying. But overall, I think it was a very successful convention, considering the world events at this
mhm.
moment. I am happy that they were the first to come out the gate, because they
Yeah.
set the tone. And versus, I don't want to, well, they would never copycat anything that they've done, but
Because it was right, but
right. I mean, either way, the DNC would come out on top regardless, because based on what I'm hearing of what we're expected to see next week, it's going to be a rootin' tootin' good time. Shots and fires up in the air. You're not going to take our guns, okay?
but so I really do feel better, though, like after watching the convention and getting a deeper look. I do feel better about voting for them, because like I was going to vote for them anyway, but it's like because I was really just voting against the current administration.
Mm-hmm.
But now I feel a little more comfortable in actually putting support behind them, just a little
Right.
more. I'm not completely solid on them, only because like I felt like the convention, is very heavy on emotions and feelings, but it was a little light on policies and agendas.
Well, they were directing you to go to the website, so that was giving you the opportunity to read up on it.
I don't want to read,
That's what's wrong with America today.
but now
Ugh.
But no, actually, I didn't hear them direct us to the website to view policies. I did see them or hear them directing us to the website to join the campaign or to show support. So, I mean, I just didn't hear them say, for view more or for an in-depth look at our views or whatever, go to joebiden.com. I haven't seen that.
I heard it at least once or twice.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
But can we
And
talk about? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, I was just on the policy standpoint. Like I said, it was light. It wasn't completely absent, but and then there were situations or things that were pointed out, like problems were pointed out, but then it would just be Joe has a plan for that, or Joe and Kamala can fix that.
Who?
But I mean, I just feel like I didn't get a lot of explicit and direct answers. I mean, and a couple of them did. There was a couple of plans, like
There were 20.
it was 20 plans listed in the DNC
Mm-hmm.
in the convention.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, let me tell you the ones that I got. I got healthcare, climate change, immigration, military families, social security benefits, and student loans. And there was a subtle but constant focus on race relations, but I didn't hear any policy plan or agenda presented to combat that.
But were you looking for him to address that though?
No, not necessarily just him. I was just looking for it to come out in the convention, because I know like Bernie Sanders talked about what some of their plans are. I think, like I said, Elizabeth Warren rattled off a couple. And then I think with the climate change, somebody actually articulated that they had a climate change plan, but I know they also had a climate change segment in there. And then even with the gun violence, it was more like gun violence, and we have to do something about it. But I didn't get a clear articulation of what would be done about it.
Okay, so for these policies that were MIA for you, where would you have liked for it to have been addressed? Being that each person or guest speaker, had something to pinpoint for their speech, where would you have liked for it to have been included?
Just I mean, it could have been anybody saying that, well, Joe has a plan for this, or a such and such plan, I mean, just something. So it didn't have to be a particular person. Not like it just needed, because nobody wants to watch a whole segment of somebody reading a laundry list
Facts.
of plans and agendas. So I mean, it definitely could have been sprinkled throughout the 4 days.
I get that. Now, I will agree with some people were saying, well, I know for me, I think they focused a lot on 45. Like, we already know that we need to get him out. That's beyond evident. So I do feel that a lot of the focus there was too much focus on him. So I do agree with you that they, in the absence of speaking on 45, they could have interjected a policy or two, for each speaker or for a few of the speakers. But I think, I know for me, my takeaway from it was that they brought humanity to the forefront. Like, America has lost, as Joe has said, has lost its soul.
Oh yeah.
Because we're not the same people as we once were 4 or 5 years ago. So I think with them concentrating so much on that throughout the week, I think it was a healthy reminder. Yeah, we know the policies are there and they're available for us to go do the research, as we should be doing. But we need to get a constant reminder that if we don't get this racial injustice in check, we going to hell in a handbasket.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go ahead and remind you as to what it feels like to do good in this country. Let me tell you how good it feels to be nice to your neighbor. Let me tell you how good it feels to be able to pray for one another. So
that ain't gonna work.
Well,
No, I'm sorry. I took my glasses off, and I
oh,
was like,
okay.
"Yeah, no, that's not gonna work." No, you good. Sorry, I meant to say that in my mind. But no, I mean, I definitely wholeheartedly, agree with you. It was definitely nice to see, just regular, decent people in America for 4 days straight. Because
Mhm.
considering, like you said, for at least, well, definitely for 4 years, but certainly for these past like 4 to 6 months, basically since this pandemic is taking place, we've only seen like unrealistic people. Like they're just unrealistically hateful, angry, spiteful, just, racist, all types of things, So the whole convention, it definitely did remind us of the soul of America. That was definitely the case that was made, and I'm torn because I do think that the country needed that. You know what I'm saying? So if this was just an event, a 4 day, not a Democratic convention or anything like that, but just a 4 day event. Like remember when they put out that music special, like when coronavirus first hit,
Yeah.
they yeah, so that if those things are good for reminders of the soul of America, that we are human, we still are connected even though we're separated. We really are in this together.
Mhm.
um but because this is a political convention, and we're voting for these people, I still would like to see, or like to have seen, some more policies. I don't have any problem with doing the research, which clearly I'm going to have to do because you didn't put me in that pot now. But no problem. Black 365, we here.
But I will say that um what was I gonna say?
Okay, what do you think on it? Oh,
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
it?
yeah. I almost had it. I almost
Okay.
had it. You
Okay.
interrupted me. Dang
Okay,
you.
so this is the other thing, though, where they do get a pass because clearly
Oh,
this person in office was not elected on policy. He was definitely but elected off of emotions.
right. Okay, so that's okay. You reminded me. Okay, so because the state of the administration right now, all policies are out the door. And since nobody seems to be paying attention to policy, okay, you know what? Since you're not listening to me, let me catch you in another direction. That's where
Hmm.
I feel that they were actually going.
I got you.
Because again, the policies are there for you to be up for your pleasure,
For my viewing
for
pleasure.
your viewing pleasure. But yeah, I think America really needed to be reminded, like, okay, you know what? This mofo then tow up the country. Let's go ahead. Let's start with the heart first.
Yeah,
And once we get the heart in check, everything else will fall into place.
yeah. And I can, okay, I'm coming around. I'm coming around a little bit because again, we, if everybody was reminded of their heart and the heart of the country, the soul of the country, how we really are, like what it means to be an American and to be in America,
Hmm.
if we are all reminded of that, we wouldn't be allowing somebody to come in and destroy that. We wouldn't be allowing somebody to influence us to hate our neighbor, where we grew up learning to love thy neighbor,
True.
honor thy father and mother, you know.
True.
So I dig it. Okay, okay, Democrats. Okay, Democrats. I see you. I see
Hmm.
you.
Hmm. Hmm. But
Okay.
it was a good week. It was definitely a good week. Again, it's gonna be a root toot and good time
Yeah. Well, speaking of
next
stuff,
week. No, I'm talking about next week because this is gonna be some mess. Ha ha.
right.
Kid
So,
Rock. I'm laughing at Kid Rock. I can't. What?
I
Oh, they got the doctor on there too. Wait, they got the pillow. I was gonna buy one of his pillows. I'm not buying his pillows now. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I hope you got your tickets because the circus is coming to town next week. Okay, y'all, sorry. What we mean is the Republican National Convention will be taking place next week.
At the White House, right?
Yes. So part of it is at the White House, and then part of it is at a federal building. Like it's a federal building in walking distance from Trump's DC hotel. I think that should be illegal. And what should we expect? Well, let's hear it from the fool himself.
Oh, it sounds really low.
Okay, no problem. I'm glad you told me I could fix it. Let me see if I can fix it from over here. I'm probably let's see if I can.
I can't wait. I probably won't watch all of the events, but I'm gonna watch the first night. I might watch Wednesday.
Well, let me tell you something else. You better not have on MSNBC because I was shocked to discover that they're gonna be showing the convention.
Why wouldn't they?
I didn't think that they would show it. I thought that they would just do like they do with his press conferences. Okay, y'all, I can't. Okay, why can't I get?
No, they have to. I mean, even though it is primarily CNN and MSNBC are both pretty much liberal stations, they still have people just like Fox. You still have people from the other side that will watch. So they want to be able to inform the other side if need be. Child, those daily briefings are nothing. That's why nobody really covers it. They'll tap in every now and again, but they don't carry it like they used to, like when they first started, when the professionals were there, when the scientists were there. But if it's just you sitting up there talking every day and you're being asked about other things outside of the purpose of you being there, I wouldn't carry it either. But for the convention, that's important. So I'm not surprised that they're carrying it. Because we got to keep the people informed either way.
I mean, child, I just thought that, like I said, I'm gonna watch it, especially because they are showing it. Because I watch MSNBC. You know what I mean? But I really thought that they would just have somebody feeding back like little clips and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like when they cut away from the press conferences or so-called press conferences.
Mm-hmm. Nah, they have to be inclusive. You can't do show one convention and not show the other. Now they're gonna rip it apart each night, which I'm here for that. Oh, all right.
Is it blinking?
Disco globe. Yes.
Why is it doing it?
I don't know. But I'm about to have an epileptic seizure here. Look away, Carol Ann. Don't look into the light, Carol Ann.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
I'm just saying. So what do you anticipate coming from the RNC?
Foolery.
Well, naturally.
Just pure foolery.
So what will the message be, you think?
I think that they will primarily be focused on a message of, well, I know for a fact that they're going to have some people like from Venezuela, from Cuba, talking about socialism and being anti-socialist and stuff like that. But
and the token for Black people.
Right. So he can't, well, we can't really say he can't. We can't say he can't. But I don't know, but I do know that he's going to be speaking every night.
What? Every night?
Girl, he is going to be speaking
speaking every night.
So
wait. Wait a minute. Are you serious? Who's your source? Who told you that?
MSNBC, Brian Williams.
Oh.
If it wasn't Brian Williams, it might have been Ali Velshi.
Mm.
Look it up. All right, so I'm gonna try and play this. If not, then we're gonna skip past it. Let's see what we got.
Obama last night, and I watched him talking about everything, and I had to put it out. I said, yeah, but he spied on our campaign, and he got caught. Kim Jong-un, North Korea, remember we're going to be in war with North Korea. Remember it's going to be a war. We have a good relationship with him. I have a good relationship with him. So tonight, we have Slow Joe will speak at the Democrat convention, and he'll remind us that he was born in Scranton, but, he left like 70 years ago, right? He abandoned Scranton. Starting again in California. I said, you got to clean your floors. You got to clean your forests. Actually, when I take a shower, I can have water hit my hair instead of drop. It's hard enough, my hair, without that. I want to get that mosquito out of here. I don't like it. They'll say it's cruelty to animals. Well, I'm not a big fan of sharks either.
So yeah, unmute yourself before you speak too. But yeah, so you talk about what we gonna expect? Foolishness.
So I'm looking at the schedule. Monday, Land of Promise. Tuesday, Land of Opportunity. Wednesday, Land of Heroes. Thursday, Land of Greatness.
So, Land of Heroes, that's going to be the night that he talks against saving the monuments, Confederate flags, statues, and anything Confederate. I guarantee you that. I bet my money on that. What's the other one? Repeat. I'm sorry. That Land of Heroes. Go ahead.
So, Monday is Land of Promise. So they will, during the day, a maximum of 336 delegates will convene in Charlotte, conduct the roll call vote, and formally renominate him for the party. It remains unclear as to who will speak that evening. Now, this was updated 7 days ago, so it probably has updated.
Okay.
Tuesday is Land of Opportunity. First Lady Melania is slated to speak, likely from the White House.
I bet you she don't have no 20-minute speech. I bet you that. And if she has a 20-minute speech, she gonna have to take her time so she don't read Michelle Obama's name out loud.
Wednesday is Land of the Heroes. Pence will speak. And Thursday is Land of Greatness, where him will deliver his acceptance speech from the White House.
Yes. You actually said that, like it's there. He will deliver the speech from the White House.
That's what it says. And then the convention expected to also feature prominent conservative leaders, including Tim Scott.
Oh, there's the token one.
Exactly.
Because Herman Cain dead, but go ahead.
So Kevin McCarthy. And Nikki Haley.
And then, like I said, they supposed to have the couple. Like, that's going to be a mess.
What? She is. So she's a token, clearly. Alice Johnson. So for those of you who don't know who Alice Johnson is, she is the one that, with the help of Kim Kardashian, going to the White House.
Oh, that's the one that he commuted? I mean, that.
Pardon?
I thought he commuted. Okay, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't. Oh, yeah, that. Yeah. You would know more about that as well. Oh, commuted. Yeah, that's what it says. Commuted her sentence. Okay, what does commuted mean?
Instead of serving life, he commuted it, so she's free.
But what does commuted mean?
What do you...
Because when I think of commute, that means I'm going from one place to another on a frequent basis.
Oh, no. So commuted means that he changed her sentence. Like, she was sentenced to life in prison, I believe. Or either, generally when you commute, either it's life in prison or at least death or something like that. I wish V always tease him that he's DA Pookie, but he on the road because he could tell me. But if you let me see.
Okay, so um, other
Oh,
people. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, so it just means reduce. Like
Oh,
in
okay.
reference, because the first one was the way that you think of commute, but also it just means to reduce, like a judicial sentence, especially a sentence of death, to one less severe. So that's why I think of it that way. Like she was maybe sentenced to death or either life imprisonment, and he commuted it to something shorter. So
Okay. Okay.
she's being a good girl and gonna thank her
Yeah,
freer.
pretty much. Okay. Uh, Honoring the great American story. Wow. Okay.
He don't even how he go honor the great American story when he think that they took over the airports in World War in the Civil War? Did he think that they took over the airports? So somebody gonna read the story to him?
Oh, okay. So another speaker that's slated to appear is a father of one of the Lakeland kids that perished. Okay. I'm a little unclear about that one. This man has done nothing for gun reform,
No.
but you're going to. Okay, so that means you got money because I can't see you benefiting from anything else. Well, on which he stands for.
Right. So he has to be just one of the wealthy people, and it's not about gun reform. Like they're just touting him as being the father of one of the Lakeland kids to
Mm-hmm.
draw in those sympathizers to watch him. But then you're gonna watch him and realize that he talking to the pillow guy about how to create a new business.
I'm not fooling with you. Anyway, what is going on with this rose garden?
So 45's wife redid the White House's rose garden, and I say it in air quotes because where the F are the roses? And how you gonna take all the color out and you just gonna leave white? What you saying?
It's the White House.
It was the White House when they had all them colored roses in there too.
Maybe because due to the climate change, the flowers. Okay, I'm trying to give it benefit of the doubt. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, because I was gonna wait. No, we'll wait. You want to try again?
It could be climate change, but they may be affecting the growth of the flowers. We are going through a difficult time. I won't say difficult, but the weather is definitely, the atmosphere is definitely not this what it used to be.
Well, then why you fooling with it anyway? Okay. No, go ahead, save her.
No,
Save
go
her.
ahead. Hey, V. V said he here. See,
He-
I've been watching my mouth. I saw your mama here. I've been watching my mouth. You peep that?
That's what. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something slick about that Miss Savannah Jane. She was like, "Oh, so when I don't say nothing, let me just fly off at the mouth." So she just go sit there. She do that to me, like especially like when I go live on Facebook or something. Because like on Facebook, every now and again, I'll get a little loose or cut up, and she just be like, and so it just says your mom is watching. I'm like, I holla, child. But okay, all right. So let's see. Well, we don't have very many people with us tonight. Hey, Pookie Willis. Now you late. I needed you to help explain commute, but we had to look it up, so we got it. And then let me make sure. Hello, mother. I have to make sure I acknowledge her because when I get off of here, I'll get a text message or a knock on the door. Talk about, I was in your show and you didn't say anything to me. So, mother, hi. Thank you for joining. Love you so much.
Hey, mama.
All
Okay.
right.
What else
So
you got?
we got the quote of the week, and I thought about you with this quote. And once again, this is Facebook, so I don't know. I have to get better with getting quotes from people, but this is anonymous, okay? But the quote of the week says, "Surround yourself with people that push you to do and be better. No drama or mess, just higher goals and higher vibrations, good times and positive energy. No jealousy or hate, simply bringing out the absolute best in each other.
And you thought about me?
I did.
Oh,
Yes.
it's not so bad having somebody who believes in rainbows and unicorns all the time. Now is it?
Okay, well, I'm done. But
Hater.
slick a little bit sometimes. But no, I mean, honestly, though, I thought about this because it means something to me because of you, of V, my mom, the important people in my life that make me realize what's important and what's not. I live a very small life. I got a small circle, but I am definitely happier than I have been like in a long time. The only thing I would add right about now is just a little bit more money. But
Hmm.
I used to tell V this sometimes when we would go through things. But when you're in a place where money is the only problem, you in a good place.
Hmm.
You really in a good place.
Hmm.
So shout out to all
Absolutely.
y'all.
We love you, girl. We love you, girl.
Like you too.
Hmm.
All right, so let's get into some more fun stuff. Just a, I guess it's a regional question. What do you call these three items? So that's what I call them: ponytail holders, sodas, and a cart.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Okay, because some people call them hair bows, hair ties,
Hair tie, pop.
drink,
Hmm.
and then buggies, carriages. I've heard that. Cart.
I've
I don't
heard
know what
buggy
else.
before.
Sometimes I call it a buggy, sometimes I call it a cart. I don't really know when I use which. I
You
don't know.
should have put a pocketbook up there. At
Mm,
what point have you seen a big purse go into your pocket? So why is it a pocketbook? Riddle me that.
you just stumped me because I did not ever put that much thought into it. But I never really called it a pocketbook either. I always called it a purse.
Yeah,
But
cause
old country folks will call it a pocketbook.
yeah, that's when I first moved here. I was just like, they was like, "Look, grab your pocketbook," and I'm like, what? They was like, your pocketbook. This? Oh, my purse. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Right.
I don't. But people up from up north, they call it that too. So I need somebody to explain that one to me because I don't get it.
Right.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
I was trying to see if in the comments if anybody was gonna answer us about that pocketbook thing. That's a good question. But all right, so who's your favorite '90s couple? Martin and Gina, Dwayne and Whitley, Sinclair and Overton, or Will and Lisa?
You guess which one I liked.
Dwayne and Whitley,
Yes,
cause you Whitley.
yes. I totally identified with her.
I feel like you did.
Yes, I totally identified with her.
I
Mm,
did. I rock with like all the couples, but I would actually say Sinclair and Overton because they were both quirky, a little dingy, but they accepted that about each other
mm,
and they worked together, and they didn't care what anybody else thought about them or whatever. And let me tell you something about Overton. He did not let anybody say nothing bad about Sinclair at all.
mhm, mhm.
And Overton was real mild mannered for the most part, but you want to see him go off? Say something about his old lady, cause he be, hey dog, we ain't gonna have that around here. That's my lady. Like, okay then, represent.
So funny.
But I
But
mean, I
yeah,
definitely liked all the couples. But I'm gonna tell you, as I got older, I had some issues with Dwayne and Whitley
why?
because Whitley drug. I'm about to say Kadeem Hardison. That's his name in person, but Whitley drugged Dwayne. It wasn't until she would think she'd have moved off, thought she was gonna marry Byron because he had all that money. And then that he came and busted in. Oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Then when he was with Kinunu, she lost her mind. She lost her mind because he was gonna marry Kinunu. And I just remember that because she used to pick at her name. Kinunu, Quinoa, Kente Cloth. Like, don't be salty. Don't be salty. But no, Whitley was not always good to Dwayne. Even after they were in a relationship, forget about the fact when he was pursuing her. But that's my adult mind. But yeah, I mean, because I used to rock with them hard. I used to rock with them. I used to rock for them. Like, oh, they need to get back together. I went through the motions with them. Like, while we on this, you remember when she called? Was it Dr. Phil? Or no, Dr. Phil. It wouldn't have been Dr. Phil back then.
Montel.
She called Montel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, Whitley, you have a very distinct voice. Couldn't even mask it. She didn't put all their business out there. Oh, I think he don't want me. But nevertheless, I did love A Different World though for so many different reasons. But I definitely always rocked with Dwayne and Whitley when it was a live show. But like I said, as I got older, I did some reflecting, soul searching.
Mm-hmm. Can I be transparent?
Go ahead.
I was never a fan of Martin.
What? All right, ladies and gentlemen, have you enjoyed Levy? Because this will be her last episode. No, we got to do next week. We got to talk about things that'll get your black card revoked because that's one. But so why you didn't like Martin?
It just seemed too buffoonerish to me. Like, I'm all for physical comedy, but it seemed like his went overboard. I just couldn't get with it. It just wasn't me.
I think it was just the timing of it. And I feel like the field wasn't as wide open. Like right now, no matter what your race is, you can put out pretty much any kind of content, and you can find a place for it online. The streaming services, on national TV, niche channels. There's so many different ways you can put out content. But I think that when it came out, you really only had a couple different options because like. These are pretty much the options because you look at Living Single, that was only able to make it because that allowed them not have to put black people on Friends because now you got a black Friends. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, we don't need you over here. You have your own show.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air. It like kind of snuck by because it didn't go too much one way and then too much the other way. Plus he had money and the emphasis was on money. So it allowed them to put the hidden messages in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because white people ain't gonna dig but so far. So long as what it looks like physically, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
But we the ones watching it, so we getting those little jewels. Uncle Phil teaching them that money ain't everything, or that it don't make you better than the next man, and giving back and things like that, shooting pool, all kind of stuff. And then A Different World. I think that got it because it was a good show, but it was also Bill Cosby brand.
Yeah, but it was more or less. I know for me, it encouraged me to want to go off to college.
Mm-hmm.
A historically black college. Because I wanted to, you couldn't tell me I wasn't going to Clark. I was like, oh, I'm going to Clark. That's it. I'm good. I'm going to school. I had plans to go, but then something happened. I can't remember what happened, but I didn't make it.
I got you.
But, I just love watching this show because I'm sorry. I just saw Goldie coming from the living room.
Oh, yep. All right, let me go ahead and click on so you can let's just finish this up. I know what he done did. He is in trouble. All right, so Another thing I just snatched off of Facebook actually. This dude paid for my nails with a credit card and I was so embarrassed. You don't have $100 on your debit card? Like, so is she right or she just ungrateful? Because in my opinion, it ain't coming out of her pocket. I don't care if he paid for the nails with food stamps. If the payment went through and your nails is done, you better say thank you, baby. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
is it that big a deal between it's whether it's his credit card or his debit card is his and not your money.
Well, okay, so let's look at it like this. Say as though they're a couple, right? What what if you don't have $100 on your bank account to make the payment? First off, why are you paying $100? What kind of services did you get? Or is it just that you just needed $100 to be available? Because my mind would be thinking, okay, why are you paying with a credit card? Because now you're gonna have to pay a whole lot of interest on this $25 set.
And I get that, but my thing is, if you got to worry about that part of it, why are you getting your nails done?
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I think we need more context. I need to
Hmm.
know what's the nature of the relationship. Are you married? Are you living together? Because if you just boyfriend girlfriend, you living in your quarters, he living in his. I'm with you. What difference does it make how he paid for it? He paid for it.
Right. I mean, and now, okay, so we'll do it in both scenarios. Like you said, if they're just boyfriend, girlfriend, she shouldn't have a problem with it. If they're husband and wife, shouldn't, I mean, like, y'all don't have like joint finances. He has his own account, she has her own, and then they got something that they share. And even if they're married, if he's putting it on his credit card, it's still his credit card. Now, if it's a joint credit card, then she could have swiped it.
But that's still money that could be taken away from a gift from me. Okay,
Come through with the truth then.
just saying.
But I mean, that was my debate thing because I have seen this a couple times. But no. But to be honest, to be transparent, I've talked to V about something like not for me, but with his own self. Like, okay, like he'll get $20 in gas and swipe the credit card. I'm like, bruh, you about to pay $30 because you got a high interest rate on that credit card.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I give you $20 if you don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far and then again, like $100 for nails. I'm with you though. What kind of service you got that's $100? Is that nails and toes?
That's still high. So did that include okay, so only way I can see $100 bill coming up at the nail salon is you get a mani pedi, you get your eyebrows and some lashes and maybe a wax.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell you how. You get a full set of SNS, which is $45. You get the mid-level pedicure, which is $35, and then tip.
Okay, so that's 80.
It was
80 plus.
80. Yeah, so you looking at 90. So maybe she rounded it up. I don't know, but because I mean I know. Yeah, I was trying to help. Now she could get a full set and extras on her nails. Like if you get rhinestones, designs. Okay, so let's say she push it up to 60. So if she spent 60 on her fingers, 35 on her feet, and then a $5 tip, which is shiesty, but that's $100.
$5 tip is shiesty?
On
Oh,
a
well, I mean, when
$100
you're spending
service.
that much, yeah. I'm sorry. I was gonna say I give a $5 tip, but my bill only be like $21.
No, yeah.
Anywho,
Mhm. Mhm.
all right.
Well, all right. And yeah, I got the wrong date on there, like everything. Yep, we're just gonna take that right on down and stop screen. Yeah, I realized that, but hey,
All right. Well,
quarantine specials.
mm-mm, mm-mm. All right. Well, anything else you want to add?
No, ma'am. I'm about to tell you, I got to get some new glasses with that glare. I need to get the glare coat on there because it aggravates me so bad. But then I've been wearing them trying to put this presentation and stuff together and sitting here for this. Like now everything's blurry, but it's weird to end. I can find the end button. I
Please. All right. Well, I'm about to lay into Goldie.
already know. I can see the mama eye in you. It's on your face.
Come here, Goldie.
Ooh, don't you come over here, Goldie.
Come
Go,
here.
go, go to your room. Go
Come
to
on.
your room. Oh
Now
yeah,
he
you
ain't
got to
coming.
show him off because he got. Oh, he in trouble. Wait, let me see his new haircut.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, he know he messed up. He ain't trusting you
Know why he acting like that? Here.
because he done tore up your bed, your living room.
Here. I gotta lure him some kind of way.
Right.
Here. Come here.
What he got on this jingling?
His leash.
Oh,
I mean, not his leash, his collar.
I was about to say you just got to run around with the leash on.
Well, he's not coming to me. He's backing away. So
Oh
I was
yeah,
gonna show off his haircut. He looks like a totally different dog.
yes he does. He's so cute. But alrighty, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, we have reached the end of the episode. Sorry we ran over as usual, but y'all know us. We show up late, we end late. But as always, like we said, thank you for joining us. And same bat time, same bat channel next weekend, 8:30 every Saturday. It's the Saturday Sit Down. Y'all have a great week.